Jesús. Jesus looks at the crowds and his heart is moved with compassion because he sees people who are tired, confused.
When we see the crowds in our society, when we observe the sufferings and injustices of our world, we, like Jesus, may be moved with pity. We see migrants far from home, young people without work, families breaking under pressure, elders left alone, and our hearts are stirred, especially around Christmas when compassion is in the air. Very often this compassion becomes a donation to a worthy cause or a small gift to someone in need, and for this generosity we truly thank God, because these contributions are real and necessary. Yet the gospel today quietly asks us a deeper question. When Jesus saw the crowds lying prostrate from exhaustion, like sheep without a shepherd, in Matthew 9 verse 36, what did he actually do? The Lord's first response was not to design a political system, create an organization, or launch a fundraising campaign. After being moved with compassion, he turns to his disciples and says, "The harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Ask the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into his harvest." He begins with prayer. Then, straight away in the next verses, he calls the 12 by name and sends them out with authority to heal, to drive out evil, and to proclaim that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Seeing leads to compassion, compassion leads to prayer, prayer leads to mission. The same disciples who were told to pray for workers become part of the answer to that very prayer. If we truly care, we too will pray and work. Real love is more than a few extra prayers and a few extra good deeds in December. Jesus teaches that we are to pray always and not lose heart, and the apostolic teaching urges us to do whatever we do, from the heart, as for the Lord and not for men. The scriptures remind us that those who belong to Christ are called to live no longer for themselves but for Him, and to love as He loved, even to the point of laying down their lives for their brothers and sisters. This means allowing His compassion to reach into our schedules, our wallets, our comfort zones, our habits, so that our whole lifestyle begins to reflect His heart. So beginning this Christmas, what concrete steps could we take? Perhaps it means setting aside a small, faithful time each day or each week simply to intercede for the crowds of today, the poor, the refugees, the exploited, the forgotten, and to beg the Lord of the harvest to send workers, starting with us. Perhaps it means not only giving money once a year, but building steady relationships with people in need, visiting someone who is alone, listening to their story, accompanying a struggling family, mentoring a child, supporting a parish outreach. Perhaps it means choosing a simpler way of living so that others may have what is necessary for life and dignity. When we take even small steps in this direction, we can hold on to God's promise. A voice shall sound in your ears, saying, "This is the way, walk in it," when you turn to the right or to the left, Isaiah 30 verse 21. Today the Church also holds before us the figure of Saint Nicholas, the 4th century bishop remembered both for his hidden generosity to the poor and for courageously defending the full divinity of Christ against the Arian heresy at Nicaea. In him we see charity and truth walking together, a heart open to the needy and a faith strong in confessing who Jesus truly is. Through his intercession, may we not remain crowd pleasers, who give only when it is easy or admired, but become true crowd lovers, with the heart of Jesus, men and women who see the suffering around them, who bring it to God in persevering prayer, and who are willing to go wherever the Lord of the harvest sends them.